On a trail of greatness, got me feeling weightless. Player haters hate this, 'cause they can't make this.
Hi, welcome back to another edition of Change Your Pace, aka Change Your Pace Network. I'm your host again, Carlton James. I have Ms. Kanysha here with us. She is the owner and founder of Key by Design. You can find Key by Design on Facebook at Key by Design LLC, also on Instagram at Key by Design LLC. If you have any questions or concerns directed to her, you can find her on Gmail at keybydesignllc@gmail.com. With that being said, she owns multiple businesses. She does platforms, and she also does product sales, and she also does mentorship. She mentored me to get my business started, so that tells you that she knows what she's talking about. With that being said, she's going to tell you a little bit about herself, so that way she can let you know what she do. Go ahead, Ms. Kanysha.
Hey guys. First and foremost, I'd like to give Carlton my blessings, and I definitely thank him for even inviting me on the show today. Just a privilege. And yes, as he said, I do have multiple platforms of successful businesses. I do offer mentorship as well. So if you're leaning towards opening your own business and just have no idea where to even start or get there, definitely reach out to me and I'll be your number one supporter and also definitely help you along the way. But as Carlton said, I'm a 36-year-old single mother, and I just have a drive at this point in time of my life to be more of a servant to people and not live a life of accomplishments. Break that down a little bit. I'm a college athlete, been there, done that. I have a long list of trophies, plaques, and accomplishments, but now I'm at the stage in my life where I just want to give back. That is what is going to bring me peace and ultimately help me reach my goal and my dream in the long run. So in doing so, I have created a business. It's called Key by Design. And in short, it just lets you know that everything that I touch has turned to gold. From head to toe, what I do is I offer women in the community head to toe makeovers, including resume assistance, mock interviews, anything that I need to do necessary to get them ready for business. Also provide mentorship in small business startups and business ownerships, how to find your niche, all of that good stuff. I am also a business partner and independent business owner in the Amway business, in which I have created a passive income for me and my family to build a legacy. And I'll be providing information about that later on in the segment as well.
Now, I noticed you said you wanted to give back. Speaking of back, take them back to where you came from.
Okay. Well, I grew up in a larger city, and my parents just thought it'd be the best idea for where me and my brothers and sisters were going to focus solely on sports. And so we moved to a small town called Floresville, Texas. And I definitely learned a lot about myself being the only Black female on all, sports teams that I was on: volleyball, basketball, track, all of that good stuff. It was different. Definitely didn't identify with a lot of the controversy. I didn't even notice a lot of the controversies and stuff like that we have to deal with now. But looking back, there were some things culturally that needed to be developed, and that's why I'm definitely headed towards that direction. I want to move back there, raise my kids there and stuff like that to bring that culture. I think a lot of times with what's going on today, if we simply take our time and ask questions about certain things, then we'll be able to understand each other on a better level. So yeah, definitely taking me back to good old Floresville, Texas, taught me a lot and made me the person that I am today.
See, I'm here in San Antonio. I've been out to Floresville a couple times, and I went to high school out there as well. I never went back, but she's making me want to go back. I can tell you.
Yeah, you got to be that change that you request. You got to be that difference that you want to see in others. That's a big thing. And I think growing up in a small town and moving to a big city, there's not that much of a difference. But I think it's very important that everyone does their due diligence to provide education all across the board to other people in other realms. So
Speaking of education, how do you help your mentees find their niche?
Oh, that's a good question. And I don't want to knock the educational system at all. There's just a lot that I wasn't taught in forms of business and entrepreneurship in school. And I think that, first off, that's a whole nother conversation, but that's something that definitely needs to be learned and developed later on in the future. What I'll do is I'll first give them the opportunity to allow them to discover for themselves what their niche is. I'll simply explain, if it's something you think about when you first wake up in the morning and the last thing you think about when you go to sleep, that's probably something that you should be doing. What you find that you are best at with the least amount of effort, that's also something that you should find yourself doing. You know, it's not always fun. It's not always the most rewarding. You know, definitely may not be the most highest paying gig that you've had, but that's how I would explain to my mentees on how to discover what your niche is. You know, you're constantly going to work, in and out of work every day at a call center, and people are, you know, talking, hey man, you're always dressed fresh, or your hair is always nice. Maybe your niche is to be a stylist, you know what I mean, and not a customer service representative. So, you know, you got to take those things definitely not lightly, not with a grain of salt. If you envision yourself being more than what you currently are doing right now, take it and run with it. You know, try to be around as many positive people too as you can. That's the next thing I would advise them, as your association. You know, they always use guilty as association in a negative reference, but the same thing applies, I think, when you're an entrepreneur and when you seek business and when you're mentoring others. It's you have to identify who you are as a person. And a lot of times that doesn't come till later in life, because you're always trying to seek acceptance from other people. As an entrepreneur, you have to live life above the grain, above the norm, and find yourself in a lot of uncomfortable situations. You have to be comfortable with that. You're going to be different. You're going to seek out different, resources and stuff like that. But that's something that comes with the territory of being an entrepreneur. So just a few things. Yeah, I definitely tell them, you know, whatever it is that you think about day in, day out, that's your niche. And always you want to change your association to fit that niche.
See, I like to follow Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban told this one thing: if you love what you do, turn it into a business.
If you find something that you like to do or love to do, be great at it and see if you can turn it into a business. In worst case, you're going to have fun doing what it is you love to do. In best case, you can turn it into a business.
And I realized that I can't be on radio, or I can't be on any broadcasting network that's going to be able to pick me up right away, because the way, I guess you say, the way my brand is. So that's why I decided to go to YouTube, and that's one thing you helped me as a mentee of yours to say, hey, why don't you start off with YouTube, or why don't you start off with a platform that everybody's already on, to build your brand and build yourself up to becoming that next thing. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, hint, hint. But anyways, I guess my next question to you would be, how do you turn your niche into a business? Because most people want to start, but they don't know how to turn it into a business.
Oh, that is a good question. And bringing it back to the last thing I mentioned is just being comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know, there's a lot of sacrifice, you know. There's a clear understanding. There has to be a clear understanding of what you have been doing up until this point clearly has not been working. If you're not, you know, that rapper, you haven't made a platinum CD, you know, you're not living your dream life to where you can just pack up your family, hop on a first class flight and go to any destination you wish. You're probably not where you want to be, because you're not making the sacrifices that you need to be making. You know, with that being said, I just think it's very important just to do research, do your own research in whatever endeavor you choose. You know, for me, I've been extremely successful in a multi-level marketing business, also known as a pyramid scheme. For those who are not educated enough, I mean, check out your Girl Scout troop and see what form or shape that their culture is built under. But needless to say, we're talking about me and my business. You have to educate yourself. Not everything is going to work for the same person as it would for you. You really dig deep, find what it is that you are willing to sacrifice in order to get what you want to achieve. For me, I had to seek out mentorship. I learned really, really quickly in mentorship that there was two ways to be successful. Either you're going to go off on your own and you're going to fail a lot, or you're going to seek out mentorship. One is a lot less painful, and obviously that would be seeking mentorship. In order to do something that you want to do, you have to find people that have already done that and been successful. That way they can teach you, they can provide that vehicle for you that's necessary for you to get to where you want to go. And you have to have that mindset. You have to know what your why is. For me, for example, my why would be my children. And I have to hold that really close to me because I want my children's floor to be my ceiling. I'm trying to create a way for them to have generational wealth. I'm trying to create a pathway for them to actually build a legacy. Really quick, I remember at the beginning of the year with this whole virtual thing starting, and my son's teacher asked him, "Hey, what is your dream job?" And it wasn't up until this point that I found satisfactory, I guess, in my motherhood and my way that I've chosen to raise my children. Up until this point, his response was, "I don't have a dream job. I want to be an entrepreneur." And that just right there just set the tone for me. I was like, hey, you know what? I am doing what I need to do to ensure that my kids have that foundation that they need to become whatever it is they want to become. I have a dream to, instead of giving my son a car, giving my son a key to a property and be like, hey, here's your rental property, here's your investment. It's those long-term decisions that we have to make right now. I wish I should have made them 20 years ago, but I didn't have the right mindset. Having the right mindset is just key. Having your why. You have to have somebody also within a mentor to help you take accountability. A lot of us are, I want to be a mentor and stuff like that, or I want to be a business owner, I want to be an entrepreneur. Who do we have to hold us accountable for the things that we're not doing? That's back to your association. I want to be around a group of people that are going to let me know what I'm doing wrong and how I can get better, So with all of those things, I say this, just stay focused. You have a dream, you got to go get your dream, be about your goal, and don't be a part of the noise. Don't be around anybody that's going to distract you. You want to stay positive. It's already hard enough for you to stay positive on a day-to-day basis. Have a team, have a group of people to help you achieve those goals.
I noticed that you said mindset. A lot of people think mindset is the worker's life, basically meaning 9 to 5. I clock in at 9, I go home at 5. I clock in at 9, I go home at 5. What is the business mindset to you?
I think honestly what you mentioned is more of a conditional employee mindset, because we have been conditioned to think that way. You ask people that are extremely successful and they completely have a different mindset. They think about things differently. For me, I always want to go back to the reasoning behind it. I never want to put myself in a position to where somebody is always dictating my choices. I want to make sure that whatever decision that I'm making, I'm able to help other people. Is this something that's duplicatable? Is what I'm learning, is what I'm doing now, I can pass on to somebody else and have that duplicated and then become successful. That's what type of mindset that I want to have. I want to have a servant mindset, so if it's something that I'm doing or a decision that needs to be made and it's just affecting one person, or not putting me and somebody else in a win-win situation, then I try to not really have that as an option. A business mindset is can be cold sometimes. Can definitely be cold-blooded sometimes, because you can't cross paths with personal and business. Business is business, personal is personal. And with that being said, you have to make some decisions that are business based, and you can't intertwine personal. So that's what having a business mindset, you have to cut off the noise. You can't pay attention, or you can't fall short of hey, well, I might struggle here. No. Business is business and personal is personal. So you definitely have to keep that, a strong mindset. And you have to also unlearn what you have learned thus far. Because like I said earlier, you can't expect to get somewhere. I can't expect to get to where I wanted to be with that same mindset that I had. There was something that needed to change, and that was it. So, I mean, it's give and take. It's definitely give and take. You learn as you go, but you have to grow every day. You have to grow every day.
As you all know, this title is 3 Easy Steps. And so with that being said, my last question to you is, how did you get started today?
It started today. My first thing would be get your mental straight. Figure out what it is. Once you find out, obviously, if you're getting started today, you already know what you want to do. Okay? Don't fall back on that. Make a choice every day to get up and do something different, do something better than you did the day before. Get your website going. That's key. Get a website, whether it is Facebook, Instagram, get some contact information. I use canva.com for a lot of stuff. That's a very good resource to use, because they right off the top, they give you a lot of the templates and stuff you can use, and they look very professional. But definitely get your business out there. You have to get your business out there. You'll figure out all the rest later on down the line, but definitely get your vision out there, start going live with some ideas. We have social media out here, and that is extremely beneficial to today. Somebody, can become an overnight success because they decided to put some content out there live on video and capture that moment. And all of a sudden, you never know. So day one, get your business started, get something out there, let the people know what you're about, who you are, introduce yourself, and introduce what it is that you're trying to do. Somebody out there is listening, guaranteed.
With that being said, in closing, what I learned today is being an entrepreneur or a small business owner, it takes trial and error. Sometimes you're going to make it, sometimes you're not going to make it. The best advice I can give you is something Steve Harvey said.
Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player in the world, he took 946 game-winning shots. 946 times since he was in high school, the ball has been in his hand to take the game-winning shot with no time on the clock. He has only made 146 of those. He has missed over 700 times, but he has made 146. You know what they write about? When he make it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Just like Carlton said, a lot of people that are successful will tell you, I didn't do anything different than what you did. I just failed more, and that's exactly what it is. You have to be a risk taker. You can't be someone who is just there, hey, wishing and hoping and praying. You have to get up every day and you have to make it happen. Even if you don't know how, take that foot forward. I have faith, I'm a God-driven person. So I get up and I ask God, hey, what did you want me to do today? Who do I need to reach out to today? You have to have faith. You have to have that stuff in line when you're an entrepreneur. You can't just go out there and think that you're doing all of this by yourself. No, it's not. God will put the people that he feels that you need in your life, and he'll also remove them too. Baby, when I tell you, he will remove those people and he will put the things that you need in your life to be great. Just be faithful, be dutiful, and believe in yourself, believe in the process, believe in the system. And that's all the advice that I have for you tonight.
If you like this content and you feel like though it is something that you can watch on a daily basis, please like and subscribe to our channel. We are dropping interviews once a week. So our goal is to make 18 interviews in 18 weeks. Please congratulate Miss Kanysha for coming in with us to give her insight on being an entrepreneur. And you can follow her on her Instagram and also her Facebook. and here's her to let you know where you can find her at.
You can find me at Key by Design LLC on Facebook, Key by Design LLC on Instagram. Also reach out to me at my Gmail, keybydesignllc@gmail.com. I'd like to thank Carlton for even inviting me on the show. And like I said, the dream is yours. You just got to go get it.